I am the king. Look at my shiny heavy hat. My shiny heavy hat is everything my head is not. Who cares that I killed all my brothers and my sisters to wear my shiny heavy hat? But worry yourself not about that. The great king and his great stories. Worry yourself not about that, the truth, that this parasite killed its own siblings, its brothers and its sisters, to be the king. Worry not about that, because this parasite, this great king, after he wins the war, he gets to write all the stories. So, none of the stories are going to tell you about this great king that killed innocent women, children, and animals, while men were fighting, good men were fighting not for greed and power, but to protect those women and those children. And this great king, exactly like he killed his own brothers and his sisters to wear his shiny heavy hat, killed your family members, innocent family members, for greed and for power. The great king. And these great Viking warriors, fighting for honor and their wives and their children, their animals and their livelihoods, were not defeated in battle. No, they were lured away, and then this parasite came from behind, from the darkness, from the dark corner like a coward, and burnt down the villages, slaughtered the children and the wives of these great Viking warriors. This was not a battle. There were no battles. This was a parasite, hungry for greed and power, willing to kill its own siblings, brothers and sisters, to wear its shiny heavy hat. And when I, the great king, win the war, I get to write all the stories. So none of these stories you read with these words you repeat like a pretty parrot is telling you of the truth. Because when the great king wins the battle, because he writes the stories, this great king can now become a great god. I get to write all the stories, my little parrot. You repeat words like a little slave. Where do these words come from? The king and his church and his great books. And if you read these great books, one of these great books will tell you, doesn't matter who the great God puts in power, always respect and always obey those who are in power, because the great God put them there. This great God you must worship, of the flat earth with the dome on top, this paper earth, the only one little flat earth in a 100 trillion galaxy living existence of endlessness, of potential and creativity. Keep you poor, keep you sick, and keep you stupid. And if I write all the stories, I become the great God. And I can say in my great book, always obey those in power as well. The great God says, no matter if they are liars and criminals, that's now again slaughtering and killing your innocent, launched a deadly biological weapon into society, the China virus. History repeats itself all over again. And what do you keep doing, parrot? Repeating your pretty words from your great God. Not questioning one word. And now even worse, your little fucking shiny screens and your big shiny screens, because every word on every screen always tells me the truth. If I write all the stories, if I'm the great God, then I'm also the experts and the experts and the ego spurts and science and education and the corruptors, the governments. Keep you poor, keep you sick, and keep you stupid. Because if you know about 100 trillion living galaxies, galaxies with honor, truth, and justice, dignity, integrity, and abundance and freedom, do no harm, love for all beings, love for all beings. If you were not kept this stupid, you would like these great Viking warriors, you would stand up once again and you would rebel and you would say, no more of this tyranny. The great king and his shiny heavy hat that kills his own siblings, his brothers and his sisters, to wear his shiny heavy hat, and after he wins the war, the great king becomes a great God with his great church and his great book and his flat earth. Little fucking parasite that picked up a leaf and now suddenly created the tree of life. And according to his great book, this tree is one little flat fucking earth, a flat fucking earth with a dome on top and a big great monster down below. And beware, because make one mistake, look at the stinky dead corpse, that piece of shit corpse there that makes children cry, and that stinky dead piece of wood, that fucking zombie that's going to climb down from the tree, it's going to come save all these fucking parrots with their pretty words from the great God, the great king that writes all stories. And you parrot just keep repeating your pretty words without using common sense or the truth and asking yourself, does this make sense? Because once again, the innocent is being slaughtered. The innocent are being murdered. And unlike before, the great Viking warriors are now fat and useless. But make no mistake, go outside and have a look. Have a look at the great Viking warriors with their great Viking beards, their lotions and their creams and their potions. Now, great Viking warriors once more. They spend more time in front of the mirrors than these eggshells with their makeup on spend in front of the mirrors. And when they go to the great Viking salons, they don't only compare their big Viking, great Viking beards. They take down their pants and they also compare the great Viking balls, these great Viking warriors, fat and useless, enslaved by pretty words, fooling themselves with their pretty words every day, sitting on your ass, doing absolutely fuck all, growing hair on your face, stinky, disgusting testicle hair on your face, now turns you into a great Viking warrior once more. The storyteller, the writer and the singer, and even the athletes will tell you, sitting on your useless fat fucking ass will not create your masterpiece, or will not win you that gold medal which you so desire. No, 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 no. Not here on earth right now. Doing absolutely fuck all. Absolutely fuck all. You can now sit on your ass, grow testicle hair on your face, and become a great Viking warrior once again, protecting the innocent, our wives, our children, our animals, fighting for freedom. Spending more time in front of the mirror than their eggshells with their issues and their makeup on does. And these eggshells, with their pretty fucking words that repeat like parrots, these hypocrites, plastic eyebrows, plastic noses, plastic cheeks, plastic lips, plastic ears, plastic tits, plastic asses, plastic calves, and plastic everything else in their lives. Divorced, often single, 3 children, still saved for Jesus. The great temple from China with their big plastic tits. But wait. Right in between the big plastic tits, there's always space there for the temple of Jesus. Still saved for Jesus. So between these big plastic tits, Jesus is still right there. I'm saving myself for Jesus. With my 3 broken children at home, divorced, often single. And these are the great parrots of this great God, repeating their pretty words like parrots from their ego spurts and their experts and their science and their science, their greedy religions, their corrupt tournaments, sticking to everything that looks like success, like shit underneath a shoe. The great God, the King and his church, keeps you poor, sick and stupid. So you do not realize history again is repeating itself, and once again innocent lives are being slaughtered. And this time around, a deadly biological weapon was unleashed into society. And what are these great bearded Viking warriors doing? And their eggshells with the great big silicon tits, Jesus right there in the middle, the temple of China still belonging to the temple of Jesus. What do? These great warriors and they're great Viking maidens. What do they do now? While the innocent are being slaughtered. Repeat their pretty words from the great God. Liars and cowards, the willingly oppressed, because they are liars and because they are cowards, sticking to everything that looks like success, that makes them feel safe, sticking to their great God that's going to come down on a fucking cloud, and come and save them. That stinky dead corpse. He's going to climb down out of his stinky dead tree. He's going to come save these great Viking bearded warriors. And their silicone tit eggshells with Jesus right there in the middle. I'm still saved for Jesus. And they stand there at that stinky corpse with their slice of pizza, and they decide, like their sports clubs and their takeaway, what piece of my Jesus I'm putting on my takeaway pizza today. I'll just have the penis Jesus today on my pizza, because they ignore all the bits they don't like they take away in their sports teams. They ignore the bits they don't like. And these are the 4 billion fucking parasites, the willingly oppressed. These are the parasites that's hiding behind their shiny fucking smiles, polite, helpful smiles, and their pretty words, and their great God, the great King and his church, and their science and their science, the ego spirits and experts, the greedy legions, corrupterments, freedom, wisdom, so powerful, so successful, sticking to everything that looks like success. Because when I'm small, when I'm really small, I need a really big God, big words and big shiny things. Because that's what we do. That's what we do when we are small. We compensate. Show the world we are big. Big words, a big God, big government, big laws, big science, big experts, analyses and polls. And sadly, the consequences of this vomiting insanity is, once again, innocent lives, innocent, divine lives are being slaughtered once again. In a world filled with liars and cowards, ruled by liars, those who speak the truth will be locked up and outcast. And this is sadly the consequences of this vomiting freak show of parasites. The divine, those with honor, those who believe in truth and justice, integrity, dignity, fairness, and love for all beings in the universe, they are outcast, and they are fooled into believing this is the way existence is supposed to exist and be. And this is not the case. Beings who take responsibility for their own lives look at this vomiting show of parasites, and they do not realize they're being fooled. They do not realize these fucking parasites with their Jesus pizza ignore the bits you don't like, sticking to everything that looks like success. Their Jesus is coming down in a jet, a huge 780 Airbus jet. He's going to climb in his Ferrari or his Rolls Royce and his Rolex watch. They're going to drive around in the roads together. They're going to spin their wheels, their rubber wheels. They're going to polish their BMWs with their Jesus. And then there's their sport club. Going to brag about their sports club. They're more proud than the players themselves. You see, they stick to everything that looks like success. I've got the greatest God. I've got the biggest words. I've got the strongest government, the best leaders. I know the best science. I repeat pretty words from the best experts. Look at my education and my Rolls Royce. Sticking to everything that looks like success, like shit underneath a shoe. And those of you who are confused about what the fuck is going on our beautiful, beautiful planet, your mother, my daughter, you do not realize you are being fooled by a fucking parasite that has, since birth, been looking at what they can copy to feel like or look like success, like shit underneath a shoe. And you realize not, this has got nothing to do with success. This is something very small that's copying everything that it thinks will make it look big, sticking to everything that looks like success. From the great God, pretty words that repeat like a parrot, and his great books, and his shiny heavy hat that will kill his own siblings, his brothers and his sisters, to wear his shiny heavy hat. And his parrots repeat these pretty words, not for 1 second, using common sense to think, does this make sense? And you are divine, you who believe in truth and justice, are then fooled by these parasites. And you do not realize the truth is simple to understand. If I live in a village, 100 people, there's 100 people in my village, 99 of us, 99 of these people, 99 of these great Viking warriors speak the truth. Will we select the town idiot or the liar to be our leader? This will never happen. 99 people who speak the truth will never select the liar as their leader. And therefore, the leaders of a civilization always reflect the values of the civilization itself. Liars can only rule liars. If those in power are corrupt, it means those they rule are also corrupt. A parasite can only rule another parasite. So how do you enslave a planet filled with 3.3 billion divine human souls? How do you enslave such a planet of divine beings? You breed like a disease. You breed your parasite into society. Many being reptilian souls, unknowingly pretending to be human, these demonic essence or beings are living in human bodies, these parasites and their pretty words. So how do you enslave a planet of 3.3 billion divine human beings? You place amongst them a parasite to fool them, to make them think this is indeed the way. Existence is supposed to exist. These demonic essence, these reptilian essence, unknowingly pretending to be human in human bodies. If you go back millions and millions of years and you look at these reptilian civilizations or empires as they call themselves, it's always empire and always world, always the big words. If you look back millions and millions of years into this living existence of 100 trillion living galaxies, nothing gets repeated, nothing gets copied. There's life in all these galaxies. If you look back millions of years, you'll notice these demonic essence, these reptilian souls that's now on the planet, that's been bred in like a parasite to fool you in these reptilian-like societies millions of years ago. These demonic essence, these reptilian souls, life after life after life, follow the leader. Doesn't matter what it is. Follow the parasite. They've been groomed. They've been conditioned over lifetimes. Keep your mouth shut. Do as you're told. You are a warrior. You are a slave. You are a worker. You are this. You are that. And you keep your mouth shut. Because 3.3 billion divine souls will never be enslaved. They will never be ruled by a liar. Because 3.3 billion divine souls will not select liars or parasites as their leaders. So you need to introduce the parasite soul to get a majority, so that this parasitic demonic energy, well, like it's been doing over and over again for lifetimes, will once again repeat its pretty words like a fucking parrot and just follow the leadership without questioning, without wondering, without caring about common sense. This is how this reptile essence behave, always has, and it will always follow the leader, because the parasite will always obey another parasite. And this is the only way you can enslave 3.3 billion divine souls. Exactly like the king and his church. This parasite hijacked this beautiful planet by introducing a virus, a demonic virus. And now you've been fooled by this vomiting show of insanity. You are divine. You believe in truth and justice. You believe in integrity and dignity and love for all beings in the universe, self-respect and honor. You believe in the divine qualities of creation. You've been fooled into thinking you live on this one little fucking flat earth planet from the great God and his great books and his church and his governments and his science and his religions and his experts. You've been fooled by this. And all these pretty fucking parrots that just repeat their pretty words fooled you into believing this is just the way life is supposed to be, and this is not so. And you'll notice when you stand up for the truth, these parasites, being used to being oppressed, will pull you back down, will keep you in your cage. And you, divine being, will then be disarmed. So you need to wake up. This stinky dead fucking corpse that's going to come save everyone, and the fucking parasite that still praises and worships the great fucking God and his flat earth. You need to wake up and you need to see past all of this. You need to use your common sense. You don't need to listen to one word I'm telling you today. You need to open your fucking eyes and use your common sense. The truth is always simple to understand. And the beauty about the truth is, when you find the truth, anyone with common sense will agree with you. This is indeed so. Because when I show you a small child and I tell you that child has 10 fingers and 10 toes, everyone with common sense on the planet will agree with you. That child does indeed have 10 fingers and 10 toes. That's the beauty about the truth. And all you need to do is follow the one truth and use common sense to free yourself from this reptilian parasite that enslaved the planet, that placed these puppets here. The great king and his church, the great God that writes all the stories, has been telling you, be fucking where. Be fucking where. Look what I did to my own child. That stinky dead corpse that's hanging there. Beware. Keep you stupid, keep you poor, and keep you sick. Because if you do realize there's 100 trillion galaxies out there, life in all the galaxies, living in integrity and dignity, truth and justice, in abundance and freedom, you slave, imprisoned, isolated, you will once again stand up and say, no, 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 no. I do not accept this slavery, this imprisonment. I will be like my divine brothers and sisters. But you see, you've been fooled. These lies are thousands of years old. So it's tricky for you to move past the shadow of a parasite that's hanging over the sunlight that's here to free you from this lie. You need to use common sense. Stop living in fear. It's only the fool who lives in fear, the parasite that needs to feel safe, always need a great big God. The Viking warriors, the real Viking warriors, not these fat fucks that sit on their asses and now become real men with their lotions, creams and potions. The real Viking warriors will tell you, the real Viking warriors of old will tell you about dignity and integrity and truth and justice and standing up for the truth. Knowing when you are facing a parasite or when you are facing a leader. These fucking parasites are just repeating their pretty words. They do not see what is coming, and they do not see the changes occurring right now on the planet. Everything changes now, and this all ends. I already discussed the changes, who and what we are, and why we are here, how many of us are here. 1.7 billion immortals from the great central race, at the great central sun, the kingdom of light. We are the 1.7 billion. Some of you are our brothers and our sisters. We are from the kingdom of light. With us as well, 150 billion of your other brothers and sisters, Pleiadians, Andromedans, Acturians and Syrians, and many others, our galactic brothers and sisters here to assist, love, guide and protect you as well. This has already been discussed. If you need to make contact, go outside at night, 1 o'clock, look up at the skies and see the stars. Do not behave like stars at the moment. During the day, go outside and look up at the sky. Stop looking at this fucking shiny fucking screen. Look up at the sky and see the clouds. Do not behave like clouds anymore. Stop repeating pretty words like a parrot and use your common sense. And know and see that we are here. And the days of the parasite and its puppets and its parrots sticking to everything that looks like success, those days are now over. And you need to prepare yourself for these changes so that this parasite now living in fear does not pull you down as well into this vomiting show of insanity. The end is near. The end is near. The little fucking flat earth is now going to end. The great God of me, the parasite that convinces itself it's the great God of myself, me, can feel its end is near, and it will then convince itself that the end of the planet is near, and this is not the case. This is not the case. Rivers are filling up with water, and the air is clean, and babies are everywhere. All you need to go do is walk into nature and have a look. Babies are everywhere. The elephants, the rhinos, the giraffes, the monkeys, the squirrels, the birds, the bees. Babies are everywhere. Rivers are filling up with water and the air is clean. Our daughter Earth is going nowhere. Therefore, do not let a parasite fool you into thinking the end is near. The great God and his flat earth and his science and religions and governments and flaws and freedom and democracy. Use common sense and use the truth. Go into nature. Speak to the animals and speak to the trees. Look up at the sky at night. Look up at the sky during the day. And notice that things are changing. In the mornings, you'll notice 2 bundles of light. The first bundle of light is a golden, yellow, and red glow. And this is the galactic sun now rising over our daughter Earth. Then a pause. Then a second bundle of light. This is the solar sun rising over our daughter Earth. And there's a third sun, the galactic sun. Apologies, the great central sun. This is where I'm from. That's also now aligning. There will be a third sun that will rise over our daughter Earth soon. It brings along the great moment where the planets will align as well. And this will be the end of this vomiting freak show of insanity, protecting, caring, and preaching its righteousness and its glory, when in fact the truth is innocent lives are being slaughtered. The plant and animal kingdoms are being destroyed. But this now all ends. You need to use common sense. Time's up. The time is up to believe in a stinky dead fucking corpse and his flat earth great god and the big red monster that escaped from the prison. Now he took control of the whole garden. And now you're going to end up like that stinky dead corpse. How absurd. You need to wake up. Go outside at night, go outside during the day and look up at the sky and you'll see. You don't need these act spurts and ego spurts and their fucking polls and their analyses and their graphs and their fucking big fucking pretty words. Because if you're very small, you always need to be look very big with your big words and your big graphs and your big polls and your big analyses. Look at me, look at me. Sticking to everything that looks like success. The truth is simple to understand. Simple and easy. And a child can understand the truth. And that's all you need to be able to find your way in these times. This parasite's leaving Earth. There's about 4 billion of these fucking fat, lazy, useless cunts. Stinking, fucking, smoking, drinking, slaughtering, destroying, raping and torturing and murdering divinity. Our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our animals, our plants. In secret, because when they see you in public, big fucking polite helpful smile, repeating their pretty words, showing you all their stickers of success and how they care. I saved the rhino today. Look at my sticker. The parasite will always stick to everything that looks like success. If there's sunlight, it will say, look, look, we created the sun. If there's a planet, it'll say, look, 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 we created the planet. It's a little fucking flat planet because you need to stay stupid. Therefore, this parasite will always make it seem like it has the truth, and this is what it will sell you, but it will only sell you 80% truth and add that 20% lies that will fool you into believing you are all alone in this hell which you call Earth. But this now ends, and time is up. You must now use common sense, or you will fuck off from our daughter Earth. Time is up. Innocent lives are being slaughtered. Our plant and our animal kingdoms will not, no more, wear the price tag of greed and selfishness and arrogance and ignorance and foolishness. Those days are done. Wake up now, or you will fuck off this beautiful daughter of ours. And it's easy. Open your eyes, use common sense, because even a child, a small child, can understand the truth and ignore these fucking parrots and these ego spurts and experts with their polls and their science and their religions and their educations and their Rolls Royces and their Rolex watches and their stinky fucking dead corpse that's gonna climb down from a stinky dead tree, gonna drive around it with his Rolex watch and his BMW with them. They're all gonna polish their big fucking BMWs together. Ignore all that bullshit, this freak show, this vomiting insanity. of craziness. Ignore it. Because even a child can understand the truth. And if you do not understand something, you are being lied to. Time's up. Time's up. Wake up or fuck off. Time's up. I am Ra. I am light. I am infinity. I am source. I am the left hand of divinity. I am Osiris. We have all returned to end this parade, this vomiting insanity, this freak show. We have all returned. 1.7 billion immortals, archangels and war angels now patrol this solar system, and with us as well, 150 billion of our galactic brothers and sisters. These are your brothers and sisters, here to love, guide, assist, and protect you. All you need to go do is walk outside, look up at the skies, call our names, and we will respond. We are here.